Bulldog TV welcomes you to the following presentation of the 2022 Winter Sports season at Centennial High School.
Welcome, Bulldogs, to 2022 Winter Sports opening night. We're here in a snowy Pueblo, Colorado. Outside temp is 22 degrees as we get kickoff here for wrestling. I'm here with Coach Sis, 36 years of South and 30 years as a head coach. How you doing tonight, Coach Sis?
Dylan, it's a great night for wrestling. Like you said, it's nice and chilly outside, but inside it's going to be a nice little barn burner. We got Mesa Ridge Grizzlies versus our hometown Centennial Bulldogs.
We're just about to get started here. A couple more minutes. And we're excited. It should be a great matchup tonight.
Yeah, they're bringing the team captains out at this time, and they'll do the coin flip. Sometimes this is a strategy in its own way. If you'll either pick odd or evens, and that means you'll be putting out the wrestler, whichever team wins the toss will pick whether they're odd or even, and then that's who they'll put out on the mat first. So maybe Centennial will take evens, so that means the even matches they'll put their kid out first. So there's even a little strategy even in the coin flip tonight.
Very interesting, Jerry. Glad for that insight.
Another thing they're doing, this started back a few years ago. We always used to start at 106s and move all the way through the lineup, so you'd have always start with littlest to the biggest, but now they kind of do a drawing, and tonight they're starting at 190s. So now the last match of the night will be the 175-pound match. So before it used to be the heavyweight match, and sometimes it came down to that really thrilling big heavyweight match at the end of the night. But tonight it's going to be the 175-pound match.
When every match counts, right, Coach Sis?
Every match counts. The strategy is to get the 6 points for the pin. Tonight we got Adrian Lopez Vigil, who is actually a state qualifier for Centennial, but he's going against Isaiah Jones, who's a junior, and he took 6th in state last year. So this should be a pretty good match. Right away on a double leg, that was a beautiful, nice little tap and go. And Mesa Ridge is already up on top 2-0. So we'll see if Adrian can go ahead and do this little counter. Now this is something that Mesa Ridge likes to do. You see how they're controlling that arm and tight waist? It's kind of like a bar wrist in half, or bar wrist and tight waist, and eventually they'll try to work towards a pin combination. Very
interesting. So Coach Sis, what's the difference between the two circles out there?
Well, the smaller circle that's where they're going to start the match, and that's where they want to keep the match at, inside the middle of that circle or as close to that circle. The more they go to the edge, that's going to be an out of bounds area. So they try to keep the match in the center so that's where the action is most of the time. But you'll see a lot of wrestlers use the outer edge as a strategy to kind of work the mat and they kind of have that takedown towards the end of the mat. There's Mesa Ridge getting back points and already got him on his back. He's got a scissor legs around his body and he's pulling that neck, and that's going to put that lower shoulder. Now you can see how Adrian has his elbow posted up on his hip. That keeps him from getting pinned, and he rolled out of it.
And what was the ref looking for there?
Those were near falls there. So he actually picked up 3 near falls because he kept Adrian there for more than 5 seconds. Okay, Adrian's just kind of slipping that. He's getting behind it. Now he's getting himself where he's trying to square up, but he still hasn't earned any points because he hasn't reversed him or he hasn't escaped. So right now they're just kind of a scramble. That's the end of the first period, 2-minute first period. Mesa Ridge is up 5-0. had a nice takedown and near fall, equaling two points for the takedown, 3 points for the near fall. He gave Centennial choice. Adrian's looking to the bench. He went him deferred by, well, now he changed it. So he picked neutral, meaning that now for this period, he's going to go back on his feet. So, this Mesa Ridge kid, Isaiah, had a nice tap and go. Let's see if he goes back to it or if he goes to a different move. No, right back to it. Tapped him into a low single. And right away, back on for a 2-point takedown. So he's up 7-0 right now. He's got a deep half. He's kind of horsed. Oh, rocked him right into a cradle and into a pin. As long as Adrian keeps his head down, he's putting himself in trouble, and that's exactly what Isaiah did. He went after him. This kid, Jones, was a 1,500-yard rusher for the football team, so he's a really good-looking athlete. And he went out and did what he does on the football field. He took care of business on the mat. Now at 2:15s, what's going to happen, Centennial doesn't have a wrestler, so they're going to go ahead and give Mesa Ridge another 6 points. So they're already up 12-0. Their Christian Uva is going to get a forfeit, so he's picking up 6 points, 16 points, and now we're heading right into the heavyweight match.
And how come it was open there? Someone couldn't make weight, or?
Actually, we don't have a 215-pounder. We have Centennial has about 6 or 7 heavyweights, and they got a kid that's real close. He's around 121, 122, so he's got to work his way down. In fact, Sal, who is wrestling right now, he's probably going to be the 215-pounder. He looks pretty slim, just needs probably a few more pounds to get down. And he might end up being the 215-pounder. But I hate to say it, but this kid right here, this Matthew Moore, he's a 3-time state placer. He was a state champ last year, 2 years ago. So as a freshman, he took second in state.
Wow.
And then now he just went in, kind of slipped the headlock and right to his takedown, and now he put a half on old Sal. And he's getting ready to pin him. But he took second as a freshman, first as a sophomore, and second as a junior. So he's a 3-time state placer and won the state title as a sophomore. So it's a good-looking kid. That's a worthy opponent. Sal has a long way to go, but he's also one of our good kids, and he's just going to get better as the season goes. So now we're flipping over. Since we started on the heavy, now we're going to do our little guys. And you're going to see a whole different style of wrestling now. You kind of seen the throw-bys and low singles. Now you're going to see a little more up-tempo match.
And up here we have Ryan Martinez for Centennial. He's a great kid.
Very much so. He's a 2-time letterman. He took 6th in regionals last year. He's a junior. He's wrestling a freshman, so Grayson Kreitz. And Grayson, even though they're freshmen, doesn't mean that they're not good wrestlers. It just means they're kind of young right there, and that's not very unusual for the 106-pound weight division. There's Ryan with a nice takedown, and see how the edge, as soon as that edge comes out, that line, they call it and want to get him back to center. So Ryan will be on top. He's got a 2-point lead with 1:31 left in the first period.
And so why did Ryan get on top there?
Because of the takedown that puts him on the top position, which is where you can actually pin the guy. So by being on top, you have the opportunity to pin. By being on bottom, you got to be really good at bottom. You got to start being able to move, keep yourself busy, get a good escape, get a good reverse, and that'll get him out of trouble. But right now, Ryan's got both legs in. He's got a power half, and he's kind of really working and kind of punishing Grayson a little bit, but Grayson's a tough kid. He's only a freshman. I'm sure that he's going to work his way out of this predicament.
It looks like he's pulling hard on that left arm.
That's part of that move. What he's trying to do is see both legs in, get a real deep half, and then try to get him to kind of finish him into a pin. So now he'll start slipping that leg a little bit into a scissors, and then try to start yanking the head and kind of getting those shoulders down to the mat. Right now, Ryan is earning near fall points, so he's earned 3 points, and the only thing that he can do to improve is to actually pin him. If not, he's got 3 points already awarded to the 2 takedowns, so he'll be up 5-0 if Grayson can not get pinned in these last 42 seconds.
And if Grayson escapes here, does he get points?
Yes, if he escapes, he'll get 1 point. If he can get out to a neutral position, keep himself from pinning, in this case, he actually got a near fall 3, and there's the reversal, and that's what you're asking. But, can he score from there? Yes, he did. He just scored. Now, what Grayson's doing is a little bit, they like to do a wrist roll, and this has been kind of going on for years where they get that tight wrist and try to roll them. That's kind of what Mesa Ridge is known for. They're known for that tight wrist and roll. Okay, well, Grayson's right back in this match. It's 5-2. He had him in a pinning. Ryan had him in a pinning combination and couldn't finish him. So now it's going to be Centennial's choice. Now okay, so Ryan has chose to defer. When he crosses his arms like that, he's telling the official that he wants to defer. So that would put the choice to Mesa Ridge. Mesa Ridge decided to take bottom. Is that a good move? Well, he just got out for a 2 reversal. Maybe that is a good move. But Ryan also put the legs on him in the first period and went for near fall points. So it's kind of a 50-50.
We get a call here.
It looks like you're just stalling. But once you put the legs on, you got to get really, really busy with them. If you don't, they're going to give them like about 5-10 seconds, and then they're going to stop the match. So they want action. They want to make this match go action, action, action. Very nice. Ryan got that inside leg with the head, and he kind of just rolled him through. He's working for near fall points here. He actually can pin him here. He's just got to step over like he's doing. There's got a nice deep path. Now he's going chest to chest, but look where he's at on the line. If Ryan's got to watch out that he doesn't take him and lose the near fall points that he's getting. Right now, his back is on the outside of the line. He earned the 3 points on the inside, but that's the reason. The reason he was able to get the pin is because his feet were still in. Even though his shoulders were out, his legs were still, so they're still considering him as being in. So Ryan ended up getting 6 points, which is a pin. So the score now is 18-6 after 4 matches.
And that was really a great pin by Ryan there.
Very nice. Now, do you see what they're doing over there? They just put, that's called their pinning chain, the Bulldog. So since he got the first pin, he's going to get to wear that Bulldog chain around his neck. And if you notice on the other side, Mesa Ridge has kind of the same tradition as well. They have a pinning chain. And so what happens if one of our Centennial kids pins quicker than Ryan, then he gets the chain. So Elijah Roque, this is a freshman. He's a first-year wrestler going against junior Kiko Griffey McGarris. And that was a nice takedown, but only it was out of bounds. So there comes that line, that question you asked in the very first match. It came into effect right now.
A huge takedown there. And Elijah Roque, actually a part of Bulldog TV. Obviously can't join us tonight because he's down on the mat, but we're cheering him on. And here we're going to see a quick replay.
Oh boy, he just stepped through and to a pin. Well, Elijah, being a young wrestler like that, he went a real aggressive young man in Kiko. And Kiko, who played football, was on the JV team last year. Real tough kid, now is on the varsity, so that's kind of the progression of the Mesa Ridge kids. They're coming off a tough JV schedule and coming onto the varsity.
And here we're going to see a replay of that first takedown at the very start of the match. And he barely gets out of bounds, but a huge takedown, definitely a momentum changer there.
Yeah, that's he came out smoking and he finished smoking. That was a good takedown by Kiko on both takedowns.
And right now the score 24-6 in favor of the Grizzlies. Bulldogs looking to make a comeback.
Cruz Trujillo is a freshman. I got an opportunity to coach this young man on our C team this year. He played some varsity. He's a first-year wrestler. We recruited him right off the football field, but this kid is an athlete. But the thing is, Cruz is wrestling a kid that took second in state last year by Damian Reyes. So you kind of see how Damian's kind of slick. He kind of just shucked him through, put him in for a nice takedown. Now he's getting in deep with a half. So Reyes is a smooth wrestler. You know, he knows a lot of wrestling. He's going to wait for Cruz to make a mistake. He's going to kind of dominate. He's using the legs, similar to what Ryan did in the last match.
You can definitely see it's a different type of wrestling here compared to our heavyweights, as they're just a lot faster moving.
A lot faster, a lot quicker. You know, the takedowns are very aggressive. And see, once again with the legs, they stopped it and starting the match again. And so it's because you got to be really aggressive with those legs and start moving them to try to get them to their back. Let's see what Reyes does here if he goes right back to putting the legs in. Oh, there's that tilt, and he kind of rolled it through with it fast. And Cruz is just kind of trying to hang on. He don't know a lot of wrestling, so it's going to take time for Cruz to catch up. He may see this kid down the road, but right now they're not in our league, depending on what tournaments they go to. And Cruz will probably be going down to 113s after Christmas or within the next couple of weeks. Okay, Frankie Gallegos, nice roll again, and he can pin him there. What he's trying to do is get that elbow and pinch it off to the side so that shoulder goes down. And Cruz is doing a good job of keeping both shoulders, one shoulder up, keeping himself from getting pinned.
That was a great defense there to stop the pin.
A little hand fighting. He's got to work his way. Cruz has to get in there and kind of use his hands. Oh, nice. So it's only really 5-0, and he's wrestling a kid that was in the state finals last year. So after 2 minutes, we're only down 5-0. So Cruz is doing a pretty adamant job.
Doing a great job to hold his own here against the defending state qualifier.
Yeah. Okay, they're both on their feet. Oh, nice pick. Kind of had a collar tie to a heel pick, kind of, and then right away he throws those legs on. So we'll see the official, Albert Arrieta. He's kind of looking to see, you know, how long are you keeping those legs in? Are you being aggressive on top? And if he feels he's not, he's going to stop the match and get him back to the center. Now, their legs are in, but their shoulders are off. And there you go. As long as his legs are in, he can pin him, even though it's on the edge of the line.
And is he trying to get out here?
Yeah, Cruz is trying to battle himself off his back here. He's got a nice neck bridge. He's fighting, but you know, Gallegos, like I said, being a state runner-up last year, and then he took fourth as a junior, so he's a two-time state placer. He's just kind of working his moves. He's doing the things that they like to do, which is that armbar wrist roll, and then he's putting the legs on, which is probably what got him to the state finals last year. There's that power half with the leg in. He's digging it deep. He's stepping out of it. He's going to try to kick that leg out so he can get himself teed off. And there he is on that. He could be in trouble here. He might, I kind of figured. But Cruz did a great job. He went almost 2 periods with state runner-up. So being it's one of his first matches, that's a pretty darn good job.
Is this his second year wrestling ever, or is this his first year?
This is first year ever. I think that might even be his first match, as far as I know.
That's a very impressive first match against a state qualifier then.
A state runner-up.
State runner-up, excuse me.
Coach Sharagon told us they're going to be very green through 13 through 44. There are a lot of first-year wrestlers, never wrestled. Here's another one. Actually, Josiah Morales, he's a sophomore. He's wrestling. He's actually wrestling Frankie Gallegos. Damian was the last match, who was Damian Reyes. Frankie Gallegos is another state runner-up, so he's actually wrestling Josiah. So Josiah is a first-year wrestler, and he's a sophomore. And he's wrestling Gallegos, who's a senior. So these guys are some pretty quality kids here in the lineup. That's usually what happens, Dylan. If you have one really tough kid, then they're going to bring the other kids around them. And in this case, both these guys were in the state finals last year. Well, actually, Frankie was in the state finals as a sophomore. Dante was in Frankie was in the state finals last year, fourth as a junior.
Here we see Yeshua up next, getting ready. Back to the action.
Frankie with a nice takedown there, so he's up 2-0 with 54 seconds left of the match. There's their little wrist roll. He got that wrist roll, and he's going to stick him. Yeah, he just stuck him. Even though he was trying to pressure and he puts pressure up towards his wrist, that brings his back down. So he kind of helped the process, but that's just Josiah being a young wrestler. Okay, we're going into the 132-pound weight match now. So now, yes.
Yeshua Lewis.
Yeah, he's a senior, but he's another first-year wrestler. They recruited right off the football team. And he was one of our really good football players.
Definitely a star for our football team
out there. And he's wrestling a sophomore. This kid last year was a starter for him, but he got injured, Dante Roan. And he was a starter for him, and then he got injured, so he sat out most of the season. So he's probably pretty equal to Yesh as far as experience-wise. But Yesh went out there. He lost the first takedown, but you can tell that he's a scrappy kid. That's the same kind of stuff he did in football. He's battling. He just don't know wrestling, but there's a good you can see.
Almost reversal there, yeah.
There's some good scrambling by Yesh for not knowing what he's doing. But they're both in on a single. Yesh, that's a great job.
That was a great reversal there. 2 points awarded.
Exactly, you called it right. That was a reversal. But here comes Dante right back with another reversal. So it's 4-2 right now, and Dante's scrambling. Yesh is scrambling.
2 athletic kids for sure. You can definitely just tell by their wrestling style.
There's that legs in half again. You're seeing a lot of that with these higher Mesa Ridge kids. They kind of do both styles. They'll use that wrist roll, then they'll come in and put the legs on, and they'll kind of punish you with them. So, but right now it's still 4-2 with 48 seconds left in the first period. So you never know. Yesh could scramble out of this as well. Dante has him on his back now, so now,
and there it is.
And that's just Yesh not knowing. He kind of looked into it. The kid kind of put the half in, and just kind of not knowing what to do, being a first-year wrestler, he kind of put himself in harm's way. But that was a nice win by Dante. And you're seeing the pins, it kind of speeds up the match. I mean, if we had all matches going the full distance, we'd be looking at maybe a 2-hour match, but we've only wrestled probably about 30 minutes, and we went through half the lineup.
Definitely some quick matches tonight. And I think as the season progresses, we'll see a lot more out of Yeshua.
Oh, yeah. He's got so much upside because he's such a good athlete. So a little bit more mat time will make him pretty tough. This is Alex Garcia Roki versus Lachlan Lemley. And Lemley just got in on a nice takedown. A little something about Lachlan. Lachlan actually is a transfer from Oklahoma, Nebraska. And he was a state qualifier. Oh, he's got him stacked. This could be a pin. Oh, it could be a finish right there.
When I talked to Alex before the match, and he said he was expected to win this one. He was feeling very confident before. I wonder how he's feeling right now.
Well, he's only a freshman. He's never wrestled. You want to have that in those young guys, that they feel like they can win. But he's got a long way to go, especially with the kid like Lachlan, who was a state qualifier out of Omaha, Nebraska. And once again, that was a quick finish. And that was actually Alex Garcia. So Alex Archuleta should be coming up on this next match.
Definitely a good performance there from Lachlan. Definitely looking like a state qualifier again just from that debut.
Coach Aragon knew this. They took 8th in state last year, Mesa Ridge. He knew that he was going to come into a very tough first opener, but he also knew that he had some numbers and he's got some kids to coach, and that's kind of the fun part of building the program again. Now, Alex was a freshman freshman football player for us. He's a first-year wrestler. He's never wrestled. He's wrestling Tucker Trevino, who's a two-time state qualifier. And so you can see Tucker again for a takedown and then kind of let him back up. So it's 2-1 right now. Nice deep double. And he's kind of swimming back up, swimming up. He cuts that high neck where he's kind of stepping in. He's got the Turk on him. And now he's just going to elevate that leg. And if he can elevate that leg and keep that shoulder down, he actually can pin Alex. Now, Alex
is doing a good job so far, keeping that shoulder up.
He is doing that inside elbow. He's got a kind of neck bridge. If he could work himself to a neck bridge and look away from that, he might have a chance to keep himself from pin. There's still 1 minute and 13 seconds in this first period.
He's almost out. He's so close. There he goes.
Well,
good.
He just got a reverse half. He's kind of got him, and there it is. It's over. That was a pin in 56 seconds. But once again, Alex Archuleta is a first-year wrestler. He's going against a tough kid in Tucker Trevino, and he's a two-time state qualifier. And that's kind of what's happening tonight. Is we're just very, very green versus very, very talented, experienced wrestlers. Now, we're finally getting into the Centennial lineup. Luciano Hawkes Duran's a junior. He's going against Josiah Donato. Josiah was a letterman last year, but we're real high on Luciano. He's a junior. He's a football player. He lettered last year, so he's got some wrestling background. Oh, but that was a nice throw by Donato. And now he's got the first takedown. So I'm a little surprised that Luciano kind of gave that up so easy. It looks like he might have.
Yeah, it looks like he's in pain here. We're seeing his teeth. And he's
some trouble on that shoulder when he brought him down. But Luciano's doing a good job. He's swimming, he's moving. Looks like he might be able to stack him. If he stacks him, he might be able to pin him. He just slipped him right there. And so he's got the head, and looks like Luciano.
He's driving to the ground there.
He just got a reversal. Now he's got him on his back. We're going to find out whether Josiah can get off his back, just like Luciano, which was just earlier on his back. So he goes kind of by the nickname of Lucy. So Lucy's doing a great job here of getting a reversal and getting near fall points. So he just turned this match around. He was in a two-point deficit, now winning 5-2 with 55 seconds left in this match. It looked at first when he got that takedown, Luciano kind of got a little.
Yeah, it looked like he was in a little bit of pain there at first, but he recovered quickly and he
shook it off. He really did. So Luciano right now is following in. He's keeping stand behind him. So that's a good job of riding. We're calling this riding right now. He's not really working for a pin, but he's not really getting himself in trouble. He's just kind of riding him and trying to find where he can go with his next pinning combination.
Trying to find an opportunity or wait until the next period, right?
Yeah, in the next period, what's coming up in 17 seconds. So he doesn't want to give up any points here because he's got a nice 3-point cushion. So he doesn't want to give any cheap points here with the last 8-9 seconds left in the period. Good, it's good.
And there's the end of the first period. A lot of crowd noise during that.
Yeah.
A lot of exciting moves.
You know, Centennial kind of put all the
And here we're going to see a replay really quick of that first takedown.
That's where we thought that Lucy. Oh, that's right.
Well, we had a little bit of technical difficulties there.
Oh, you can see right there. Okay, here we go. Luciano, I think, chose bottom, and now he's hand fighting, and that's kind of, you can tell with a little bit more experienced wrestlers what they're doing. So Lucy just got a nice tight wrist. He did a kind of nice little step over for a reversal. So now he's up 7-2. He's also getting back points right here. So let's see if he can finish him. Oh, he did.
There it is. There's the
so
finish.
with 1 minute and 33 seconds left in the second period, and he is kind of grimacing.
Yeah,
yes, he is. But he really came back and battled for that pin and given Centennial another pin, which is now a 54-12 lead. But still, it's nice to get those W's, and it's nice to get those pins. Now
that was a very good match there, and the way the battle back from that first tackle.
Takedown.
It's
all right.
Here we have Manny.
We're at the 157 weight division. Manny played football for us. He's a wide receiver and corner. He's a second-year letterman, but he's wrestling a quality kid in Andrew Morris. Andrew Morris is a senior. He was a state qualifier last year. So you're going to see some good wrestling once again because you got two worthy opponents that should know some wrestling. And there's Manny with a little roll. Nice roll. He at least got the 2 points, but he lost the opportunity for back points because he was right at the edge of the line. So he did get the 2 points. So Manny's up 2-0 with, the clock's still going. They need to stop the clock. Okay, looks like the coaches from Mesa Ridge caught it. So you got to kind of look up there and see what's going on. And they'll probably need to put about, probably 15 seconds back on the clock. Let's see how much time. Yep, they did. They put about 13 seconds on. That's about right. So there's 1:27 left in the first period. It's 2-0. Manny got the takedown, so he'll start on top.
And Manny, just a really athletic kid, really involved in Centennial and a lot of clubs, football, wrestling. Definitely a staple around Centennial.
Yes, he is one of your leaders here at the school. Okay, he kind of dropped to a low leg.
It looks like he's getting a one-leg takedown here.
Okay, well, he was on top here, so he's just working on keeping this kid from getting out. He's working that wrist roll himself. He's got that wrist. Now he's looking to get, he's kind of working for, well, you can see how he squared up. He hasn't given up 1 point yet, but if he breaks away from that, right there, that gives the Mesa Ridge kid and Andrew a point. So now it's 2-1. Andrew trying to do a little bit of a throw by. And there's a nice single leg. Nice, he's got a switch off, swingle. He's got that tight. There's Manny's trying to get that double. He's a switch off to a double. He's in on the single, but he's got to kind of get that right hand around that outside leg. But Andrews are doing a good job of defending, and then he ended up getting the takedown. He kind of sprawled, worked himself around. Now it's going to be 3-2 Mesa Ridge.
Definitely two very athletic kids.
That was a nice elbow roll. Andrew rolled him over for a 2-point reversal. Good action.
What an exciting period there.
Yes, 4-3 with all that action in the first period. Okay, Centennial deferred, and Mesa Ridge took bottom. Now why did they take bottom? Well, he got out for one. So he's thinking, hey, I got out again. Maybe I can tie this match now. So he's working for his stand-up. Manny did a good job of controlling that wrist, keeping his hips tight. And let's see if Manny's going to work back to what he did earlier. He likes to kind of come around the front a little bit and kind of do a kind of a roll, but he's working for a deep half. Now he's teeing off. He's got that wrist on that far side. So he has to kind of pick his side. That way he can just go. When he goes, he's got to go hard. Right now he's parallel kind of with him. He wants to tee off. He's kind of working towards a cradle. Now he threw the leg in. So he's doing a lot of different things. His head coach was a pretty good wrestler. Dino Aragon was a state champ for me at South High School. And now he's in his 4th year, so he's bringing some of his style over here to Centennial. Some of the things that he liked to do as a wrestler, because he was also a state champ.
And a mentor for these boys.
Does a great job. You know, he's got Coach Soto, Jason Soto, who was a wrestler here. Not Jason, but Jason Soto, who coached last year, who took 3rd in state. He actually beat a Mesa Ridge kid in the for 3rd and 4th. Oh, nice cradle. He steps over. Now if he could just put his hips heavy, he might have a pin there. Yes, he did.
There it is.
Nice pin. Boy, there was 31 seconds left in that match, and Manny just came in, switched off, did a lot of great wrestling moves for a finish for another pin. So, you know, they're kind of turning this into a respectable. It was kind of a runaway match there for a minute. Now it's 54-18. But here we go. We got another great kid from Centennial. Blake Roberts was a state qualifier last year. He was one of our starting tailbacks, and he's wrestling a young sophomore, in Holden Gilstrap. So Holden has his work cut out because this is one of the Centennial's tougher kids. And Blake came out right away, a little aggressive, trying to take a shot. Let's see if he keeps it up or whether Holden will take a shot at him. He did. It looks like even though he's a sophomore, he seems to be pretty well coached, and he seems to be not actually afraid of it. Oh, nice little lateral.
You definitely see a lot of talent on the Mesa Ridge.
He gave a takedown, and then he gave an escape. If he could have held on to those double unders or his throw, he might have pinned him, but he was a little loose, so he was able to get out. So it's 2-1 with 1:19 left in this first period. Oh,
like
nice,
another one of those kids that is definitely involved in Centennial.
Nice double. Nice, like kind of little duck under a double. And now he's working for a cradle. So he's switching off. What him and Manny have done a good job is they're going from takedown to pin. And now he's kind of walking that elbow. He's going to tee off. Blake has to kind of work himself back a little bit. He's a little bit high. And that could allow Holden to get out, which exactly happened. But he got 3 near fall. He was up 7-1 with 42 seconds left in the second. You getting the hang of this, Dylan?
I am getting the hang of it. This is my first time commentating wrestling.
There's so much to this. There's so many components. Now, Blake just let him up. He thinks that he can do what he did before, which is take him down to a pin.
And here we see Manny with the pin belt, as we were talking about earlier, as we cut back to the action.
There's another double leg, so we're up 9-2. And Blake is going to try to work for that deep half again. There it is. Now he's got to tee off. And that's all right. Now he's got to switch off from there. He's got to go to this wrist and then throw the half to the other side. But after 4 minutes, Blake's up 9-2. And I think before it's all said and done, I think Blake might end up with the pin here.
Well, but Holden's definitely doing his own. He's holding his own.
What a good name for that, huh? He's holding his own. Good job there, kid.
Definitely two tough wrestlers here.
This is the 165-pound match, so we're one match away from ending this match. We started at 190s. We're heading into Logan Marcus's match against Malachi Powell. That's going to be Logan's another first-year wrestler. But as you're talking, you're saying, hey, these are our senior leaders. Logan didn't have to wrestle this year, but he's a senior, and he wants to come out and help the team. And that's what we need to do here at Centennial and at every school. We got to get kids to come out and help these teams become better. And after wrestling with, if Logan can practice with Blake and Manny all year long and they stay healthy, I'll guarantee you Logan will be a pretty good wrestler by the end of the year, just because of the practice partners.
And he's very athletic. He can pick up any sport very quickly. We've seen it on the football field. We've seen it almost in every sport here at Centennial. He
had some beautiful runs this year. Off tackle, he's not the fastest kid, but like you say, the heart, he's got some big heart.
And a full attendance here at Centennial tonight. We can see the crowd here. Definitely a big turn up.
Yes, like I said, that Coach Mr. Ward kind of kept everybody on one side. It's kind of like things that were going on with COVID. They kind of kept things, and so now they have everybody. So it looks like a really decent crowd when you put them all on one side. If you open up both sides, it looks a little sporadic. But tonight, it looks like a real good crowd.
And here we're going to take a look at Bulldog TV.
Okay, Blake's back up.
Action here. This is how we do it. And we're glad you guys are tuning in.
Okay, Blake's up 9-2, and they're on their feet. And I'm not sure who took choice here. I think that it was going to be Mesa Ridge choice. And there's a nice lateral drop to his back. Beautiful. Beautiful. That was all one move. He took him down, kept those arms nice and tight, straight to a pin, lateral drop to a pin. Kind of a freestyle move is what it is, but Blake is that type of kid. His dad was also a state champ. Really? His dad was also one of my assistant coaches. So Blake's dad and his grandpa were big wrestlers out of Alamosa. And so that was kind of, look who got the chain now. Looks like Blaine won the got the chain, the pin chain. Here's Logan, first-time wrestler Logan, and he's wrestling a 3-time starter.
Even though it's his first time, he's definitely going to show some grit here.
Malachi, probably knows a lot more wrestling than Logan, but I like you say, I like Logan's athletic ability. I like that big heart, and with just a little bit of knowledge, this kid's going to be pretty decent here by the end of the summer. Oh, nice duck under to a single. Okay, they could tell that Logan really don't know how to counter, but he balanced himself down, so it's 2-0, and Logan hasn't really put himself in harm's way. Logan has to work to his base. He's got to start working some hand fighting and then try to get to that stand-up position. So it's 2-0 with 1:07 left in the first period. But there's Mesa Ridge working that deep half. They got that leg in a deep half, and Logan's just not really sure what to do here.
You can definitely see the experience levels here.
Yes. Okay, there's a nice neck bridge. Logan has to get that arm through. Now he's just kind of tightening himself up. But that's just lack of wrestling. That has really not a whole lot to do with anything. He just needs some mat time. You can see that the strength is there, the attitude, the good, the big heart, it's all there. He just has to use a little bit more wrestling to get some more mat time. And we end up with a 60-24 win by Mesa Ridge. But 4 big matches tonight, all by pin for Centennial.
You can definitely see the experience levels here versus Centennial versus Mesa Ridge, but as our season goes on, I definitely think we'll see more experience from the Centennial team.
You're going to get Soto, who took 3rd in state, back in the lineup. You're going to get a lot of kids. They're going to bake some kids and drop some weights. And there's some other kids with a little bit more experience that are still on the bench. Centennial has a lot of upside and a lot of things to be excited for the 2020-2023 season.
And for Bulldog TV, we're going to take a quick commercial break before we do our final conclusion. This is Bulldog TV. We'll be right back. Welcome back, Bulldogs, to the opening night of the 2022 winter season. We have a post-game interview here. We're going to send it down to Owen and Mason, our sideline reporters, here in just a second. All right, and we're sending it down right now, so here's Mason.
All righty, we got Blake Roberts over here after our first wrestling match. Blake, how do you feel our team's doing this year?
I feel like we're doing good. It was the first duel today, and most of our team's full of young guys, and those young guys came out and performed the best they could, and that's all we can ask from our wrestling team. So.
What are you guys hoping to get out of this season?
Just mat time. This whole season, it's very let me find a word for it. It's very helpful. So our young guys get to learn now, and when they get to the varsity level, or when it comes to regional time, state time, that's when it really matters. So right now, it's just all work, and yeah.
Alrighty, and you've been doing this 4 years, Blake?
Yes, sir.
All right, sweet. Are we good then? I'm pretty sure they didn't tell us how to close this off, so.
Bulldog TV, bro.
Yeah, subscribe to Bulldog TV.
And that was informative by Mason Medina down there and our crew at Bulldog TV. Coach Sis, you have anything for us here?
Well, Dylan, all I'd like to say is that you kind of see where Centennial was tough tonight. Ryan Martinez was a junior. He went out and got a pin. Luciano Hawkes Duran is a junior. He went out and got a pin. Manny Hanran was a junior. He got a pin, and then Blake Roberts is a senior. So you can see that, they all got pins. That those upperclassmen, those juniors and seniors, that's a lot we can build on. So I'm really excited for Centennial, because when those young guys get to be their age, this could be a heck of a wrestling team.
And this should be a great season as we keep going. But that's all from Bulldog TV. Our next match should be next week.
Actually, it'll be after Christmas. We'll open up with Rocky Ford, so we'll have a little bit of break, and then we have like 3 home matches after. We'll have another home match with Rocky Ford, then the Bow match, which is Central, and then we go with the defending state champs East, and those are all home matches.
And this is our last season in this building. As we build a new building next door, this is all that we have left. So Centennial hoping to bring one last good season to this building.
According to Coach Mr. Ward, we are standing in the parking lot of the new school.
Which is crazy to think about.
I know. So here we are, this beautiful gym that I was the second grade graduating class out of this building, and the senior country, we were the ones that put senior country up on that far wall.
How exciting. Well, that's all we have tonight from Bulldog TV. Thank you for joining us, Coach Sis.
Dylan,
great to have you
enjoyed it. Yes, I can't get it. Look forward to the next few matches that we're going to be doing together.
And that's all from you guys. We'll see you guys next time.
This broadcast is copyrighted by Bulldog TV for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this broadcast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without Bulldog TV's consent is prohibited.